Okay, top of 176. By God, the gambler said, you shan't do so. You don't get off so easy by St. John. I heard you mention just a moment gone a certain traitor, Death, who singles out and kills the fine young fellows hereabout. And you're his spy, by God. You wait a bit. Say where he is, or you shall pay for it, by God and the Holy Sacrament. I say you've joined together by consent to kill us younger folk, you thieving swine. So what's he accuse him of?
Being a spy. Which is totally reasonable.
Okay. So he accuses him and Death of working together to
Of them.
get rid of the young, able-bodied men of the area. So the old man says, well, sirs, he said, if it be your design to find out Death, turn up this crooked way toward that grove. I left him there today under a tree, and there you'll find him waiting. He isn't one to hide for all your prating. You see that oak? He won't be far to find. And God protect you that redeemed mankind, I and Amenu, thus that ancient man. Okay, what's a grove? Trees, like forest, an area in a forest where there's a bunch of trees like really close together. So what does the old man say?
Go to the grove.
Go to the grove.
I left Death there.
I left Death there. I saw him there earlier today. He won't be hard to find. At once, the three young rioters began to run and reached the tree. And there they found a pile of golden florins on the ground. New coins, 8 bushels of them, they thought. No longer was it Death those fellows sought, for they were all so thrilled to see the sight. The florins were so beautiful and bright, that down they sat beside the precious pile. So they go down the road and
They find money.
money, how much?
Lots.
A lot. How big is a bushel basket?
I don't know.
You know the baskets that you see, like cutesy little pictures of apple orchards, the big baskets that you pick apples into?
Yeah.
That's a bushel basket.
That's-
And there are 8 full of
New coins.
shiny new golden coins.
Trick.
So what do the rioters do?
They're distracted.
They're distracted.
Heck with that.
The heck with Death. They're going to sit and enjoy this money. The wickedest spoke first after a while. Brothers, he said, you listen to what I say. I'm pretty sharp, although I joke away. It's clear that fortune has bestowed this treasure to let us live in jollity and pleasure. Light come, light go. We'll spend it as we ought. God's precious dignity. Who would have thought this morning was to be our lucky day? If one could only get the gold away, back to my house, or else to yours, perhaps. For as you know, the gold is ours, chaps. We'd all be at the top of fortune, hey? But certainly it can't be done by day. People would call us robbers, a strong gang, so our own property would make us hang. No, we must bring this treasure back by night, some prudent way, and keep it out of sight. And so, as a solution, I propose, we draw for lots and see the way it goes. The one who draws the longest, lucky man, shall run to town as quickly as he can to fetch us bread and wine, but keep things dark, while 2 remain in hiding here to mark our heap of treasure. If there's no delay, when night comes down, we'll carry it away, all 3 of us, wherever we have planned. So the wickedest, I assume the oldest, but I could be just putting myself out there. What's his plan?
Draw
They have to sneak
sticks.
it back at night. They're gonna draw sticks for what?
Who goes to town and buys them everywhere?
Who goes to town? Because God forbid they sit there all day without food and drink. Okay. They're covetous, these men. They like to have things. So they're going to draw lots. Whoever gets the longest stick, he gets to run back to town. Keep it secret what you're doing there. Get us some food and drink, and then
Come back.
come back and we'll
Plan where to take it.
How are they supposed to carry it all?
carry.
Well, there's
Great
bushel
question.
baskets.
Huh?
The bushel baskets.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's
but
three
there's
of
8
them.
of them, and there's 3
And
of them.
those things will be heavy.
They would be
Yeah,
heavy.
all three of them carry one.
Maybe he'll get into a problem and get caught and get in trouble.
Maybe.
I think
He
she
gathered-
does the
He gathered lots and hid them in his hand.
She-
Bidding them draw for where the luck should fall, it fell upon the youngest of them all, and off he ran at once toward the town. And soon as he had gone, the first sat down, and thus began a parley with the other. Parley is a word you hear in pirates. It's a deal you make, like a side deal. You know that you can trust me as a brother.
Are you kidding?
Apparently not.
At least it's nice out. Nicer than last week.
Probably not gonna do it today. And there's still 1 year.
We gotta go out the door.
Yeah, I was hoping so too.
That was too short.
Go ahead. Like, for you. Where's the restroom?
Yep.
They're gonna be watching the video and be like,
What?
I'm sorry, my pocket called you.
I think they're gonna be-
I'm walking in from the fire drill and I'm like, is my phone ringing? Yes, yes it is. I'll have your calendar for you at lunch. Okay, bye.
who is that?
Miss Wood.
Oh.
Okay,
What line are we on?
208. You know that you can trust me as a brother. Now let me tell you where your profit lies. You know our friend has gone to get supplies, and there's a lot of gold that is to be divided equally amongst us 3. Nevertheless, if I could shape things thus so that we shared it out, the 2 of us, wouldn't you take it as a friendly act? But how, the other said. He knows the fact that all the gold was left with me and you. What can we tell him? What are we to do? It is a bargain, said the first, or no. For I can tell you in a word or so what's to be done to bring the thing about. Trust me, the other said. You needn't doubt my word. I won't betray you. I'll be true. Well, said his friend, you see that we are 2, and two are twice as powerful as one. Now look, when he comes back, get up in fun to have a wrestle. Then, as you attack, I'll up and put my dagger through his back, while you and he are struggling, as in a game. Then draw your dagger too and do the same. Then all this money will be ours to spend, divided equally, of course, dear friend. Then we can gratify our lusts and fill the day with dicing at our own sweet will. Thus these two miscreants agreed to slay the third and youngest, as you heard me say. So what's their plan?
To kill the last one. So what makes you think that they'll,
They're-
he's not gonna kill that
They're
one?
gonna jump him, basically, when he gets back. The youngest, as he ran towards the town, kept turning over, rolling up and down within his heart the beauty of those bright new florins, saying, Lord, to think I might have all that treasure to myself alone? Could there be anyone beneath the throne of God so happy as then I should be? And so, the fiend, our common enemy, was given power to put in his thought that there was always poison to be bought, and that with poison he could kill his friends. To men in such a state, the devil sends thoughts of this kind, and has a full permission to lure them on to sorrow and perdition. For this young man was utterly content to kill them both, and never to repent. And on he ran, he had no thought to tarry, came to the town, found an apothecary, and said, Sell me some poison if you will, I have a lot of rats I want to kill, and there's a polecat too about my yard that takes my chickens, and it hits me hard. But I'll get even, as is only right, with vermin that destroy man by night. The chemist answered, I've a preparation which you shall have, and by my soul's salvation, if any living creature eat or drink, though he took less than makes a grain of wheat, you will see him fall down dying at your feet. Yes, die he must, and in so short a while, you'd hardly have the time to walk a mile. The poison is so strong, you understand. This cursed fellow grabbed into his hand the box of poison, and away he ran into a neighboring street, and found a man who lent him 3 large bottles. He withdrew and deftly poured the poison into 2. He kept the third one clean, as well he might, for his own drink, meaning to work all night stacking the gold and carrying it away. And when this rioter, this devil's clay, had filled his bottles up with wine, all 3, back to rejoin his comrades sauntered he. So what's his plan?
Yeah, just poison them.
Phil was in the poison but one, except for his.
He's gonna forget what one's his. Isn't
So he bought 3 bottles of wine, 2 are poison, 1 is good, 1's for him to enjoy while he takes away his money, the other 2 are to kill his friends.
So then,
Aren't they his
one of them's
brothers?
gonna be death.
What did they do at the beginning of the story? Before they left the tavern,
Get drunk.
I don't know.
they did something else.
Decided
They
to
were
try and
asked
fight
to kill
death.
a man.
Huh? Before that, right before they left.
I don't
So-
know.
Who said aren't they brothers?
Me.
Are they brothers?
I don't know.
They're
They
brothers.
should
They're
have
brothers.
brothers.
They're friends, but they made like a pact to be brothers.
Yeah, they took an oath that they were going to
Stay together.
protect each other from death, have each other's backs.
Now they're trying to kill each other.
Okay, why make a sermon of it? Why waste breath? Exactly in the way they planned his death, they fell on him and slew him, 2 to 1. Then said the first of them, when this was done, Now for a drink, sit down and let's be merry, for later on there'll be a corpse to bury. And as it happened, reaching for a sup, he took a bottle full of poison up and drank, and his companion, nothing loath, drank from it also, and they perished both.
So they all died.
So when the younger one gets back, they
Jump in.
Jump in. then they
Died.
drink from the wine
Everyone's dead.
and they die.
We're gonna be sweating burying our friend's corpse. So.
There is in Avencia's long relation concerning poison and its operation. Trust me, no ghastlier section to transcend what these 2 wretches suffered at their end. Thus, these 2 murderers received their due. So did the treacherous young poisoner too. O cursed sin, O blackguardly excess, O treacherous homicide, O wickedness, O gluttony lusted on and diced. Dearly beloved, God forgive your sin and keep you from the vice of avarice. My holy pardon frees you of all of this, provided that you make the right approaches, that is, with sterling rings or silver brooches. Bow down your heads under this holy bowl. Come on, you women, offer up your wool. I'll write your name into my ledger, so into the bliss of heaven you shall go. Okay, so what's happening in this paragraph?
We're at like the gates of heaven.
The partner is like now talking to the group. He
Okay,
wrote the story.
so the partner finishes his tale, and now he's making a sermon, a sales pitch, really, to the pilgrims, saying what?
Just give me this valuable stuff and you'll be fine.
You guys have probably sinned. Like, listen to this
Maybe.
story. Look what happens to sinners. They die, but what? But I can help you. I can save your soul. All it takes is your rings and pins and nice fancy clothing, and you'll be free of sin. For I'll absolve you by my holy power, you that makes offering, clean as at the hour when you were born. That, sirs, is how I preach. And Jesus Christ, soul's healer, I, the leech of every soul, grant pardon and relieve you of sin, for that is best. I won't deceive you. One thing I should have mentioned in my tale, dear people. I've some relics in my bale, and pardons too, as full and fine, I hope, as any in England, given me by the Pope. If there be one among you that is willing to have my absolution for a shilling, devoutly given, come, and do not harden your hearts, but kneel in humbleness for pardon. Or else, receive my pardon as we go. You can renew it every town or so, always provided that you still renew each time, and in good money, what is due. It is an honor to you to have found a pardoner with his credentials sound, who can absolve you as you ply the spur in any accident that may occur.
Accident is in like homicide.
Accident, as in you never know when you will die. But lucky you, I have enough pardons that you could buy a new one in every town. So if something happens between now and then, you will be in heaven. For instance, we are all at fortune's beck. Your horse may throw you down and break your neck. What a security it is to all to have me here among you, and at call with pardon for the lowly and the great, when soul leaves body for the future state. And I advise our host here to begin, the most enveloped of you all in sin. Come forward, host, you shall be the first to pay, and kiss my holy relics right away. Only a groat. Come on, unbuckle your purse. And then the host comes in and says, stop it, you are an evil man, and I will not pay you.
What?
And kind of like shuts him down. They kind of have a little argument.
There's like a used car salesman.
So that's his whole story is basically sales pitch.
Leads up to it.
So,
So which one was better?
Old woman.
Yeah.
Wife of Bath?
Yeah.
I think just the stories were
I like the
interesting.
ironies of this one.
what happened?
How he died.
What happened?
So
The
he
car
also
there.
draws the big stick and gets
How did
to
they
go
die?
off into town, and he gets some poison and puts it in the wine because he wants to kill them and have all the money. And the older two, the older two, are planning to jump him, and then he gets back with poison, and they jump him, and then they drink the wine and die.
So they murder him.
So they murder
They
him,
murdered
and
the
then
young
he-
one, and the two older ones got
Drink.
poisoned.
The wine.
Carl.
Yes. And so they all died.
So then how?
So then they're
So
all
then the
dead
partner came back to
because
the story.
So was
It
the
was
old
like-
man dead?
he could have been.
He led them right to their death.
Yeah. Set it
So
up.
the
He does
moral
that.
of the story is what equals
Greed
death?
is bad.
Greed. Yes, because it was their selfishness that led them out on the journey in the first place, and then it was their greed to have the money for themselves that led to their eventual death. But the old man pointed them to where?
To the goal.
What did he say was there?
Dad?
Yeah.
Death. He said it was there. And they ran right to it.
I mean, he wasn't wrong.
But where did the horse come into play? Like, were they gonna?
That's just the partner.
There's no horse. The partner. So at the end, the partner gives a sales pitch about why they should
Repent.
repent.
Yeah.
The whole story was like what if this happened to you and you wouldn't be saved?
Horse